The world watched in awe last summer as Michael Phelps made history in the pool in Beijing, and many were also watching his mom, Debbie Phelps, and some of those priceless reactions to her son's victories. Now she is out with a new book about her upbringing and her life as a mother of three. It's called A Mother for All Seasons. Debbie, it's good to see you. Good morning.
And a pleasure to see you, Matt.
Yeah,
Great to be in New York.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here. Usually I see you down in Baltimore and Beijing and some other great spots. Why'd you write this book?
You know, people said, Debbie, you need to write a book. And I'm like, I do? And that was also a personal goal of mine. You know, as an educator, all educators want to be published. And I felt that I had a story to tell.
There's so much you talk about in this book, highs and lows, and one of the things you address in this book is the whole issue of fame and your son's fame. And I'm curious, you know, he's famous because he can't avoid it. He's a world-class athlete, but by osmosis almost, you and Hillary and Whitney have become famous as well. Has that been easy for you to handle?
It's life as usual. You know, I'm a principal. I love my school. I love being a mom. And we just have a great time as a family. And that's what's important to me, Matt.
You write about the highs in the book, the great, you know, the gold medals and all the great achievements of not only your son, but your daughters as well. But you also take time to say and offer this advice to people that it's important to stop and embrace all moments in your life, not just the highs. Tell me a little bit about that.
You know, obstacles, speed bumps. You know, you have life isn't easy, and the book is about life lessons. You know, what do you do when something happens to you that isn't like what you want to happen to your life? How do you embrace it? How do you process it?
How do you embrace it? How do you do it at home?
Very reflective. I need time to myself. I need to think. I need to think the whole process through. I need to talk to my children. I need to talk to my closest friends, my family, and to be able to think, well, this happened for a reason. There's a reason for everything. So where do you go from here? Why did it happen? Where do you go? Some
of these events and these moments have come to be called by you and your family DP moments. And why is that?
DP moments. That's coin moments that brings tears to Debbie's eyes. And,
there are a lot of them, by the way.
I do.
You're a crier.
I'm a crier, Matt. I'm a very emotional person. You know, you can ask my children. You can ask my family. You can ask my children in my schoolhouse. They know when Miss Phelps gets up to talk. If there's tears in her eyes, it's very sincere.
One of the things you write about in the book, Debbie, is your ex-husband, Fred, and the father of your children. And through all the attention that's been paid to your family, and it's been substantial, very little has been said about Fred. And I'm just curious what role he plays in the life of the family these days.
You know, when you open the first few chapters of the book, you'll hear about my high school sweetheart, my Prince Charming. He was the love of my life and the father of our children. And, you know, sometimes in life, it always doesn't go the way you plan. And often in marriage, instead of going together, you often go apart. So he was a very integral part of our family. And now, as the kids are adults, they make that choice.
We're almost having another DP moment here.
We are. The tears are in the eyes, Matt.
Yeah, no.
You know, but it's, you know, it's life. Life is emotional.
As more and more attention has been paid to your family, has he ever missed out or felt left behind in that attention?
And, you know, I can't address that. I really can't. He is a wonderful man, a wonderful father.
I had a chance to sit down with Michael not long ago, about a month ago, after that now infamous photo emerged of him at that party. And he talked a lot about it and took responsibility for it. And he also said it was very hard to talk to you about it, but that he did. Do you remember that discussion when he said, Mom, there's a photo and it's not a good one?
Remember talking to your mom, Matt, about anything? It was difficult. It was hard.
Did you make it difficult? Did you try to?
No.
Did you teach a lesson in it, or were you very understanding?
Life is full of lessons, and I think it's always hard to face your mom or your dad. But you know, again, it's a process. We were big list makers growing up. You know, when the kids and I were in the family, and there would be a decision that had to be made. Say, okay, what's the pros and the cons? And what are we going to take from this? How are we going to learn from it? Where are we going to move on? And I think, you know, a mark of a true champion is when you do falter, how do you come back to the surface again?
But you described it a bit as a deja vu moment, because you'd gone through that before in 2004.
That's very true. But, again, obstacles in your life, have I had one, have I had two, have I had seven? You know, we all have many obstacles in our life. It's part of growing up. And I know sometimes it's very difficult, but support, guidance, love, a good listener.
As a mother, you know, you've already been blessed with so much with your family, and Michael has achieved so much, as have Whitney and Hillary. What do you want for your children, though? After people stop talking about the swimming and the pool and the gold medals and everything, what do you want for them as a mother?
A long, rich life. one that's filled with happiness and pain, because that's how you grow and how you learn. But I want them to embrace life and to live each day to its fullest. My mom taught me that.
Your mom was an educator, by the way, as well.
She was. And she taught me so many life lessons about, just embracing life, living life, learning from life, and never go to bed at night upset at somebody. Always make amends, and that's important.
You hear a lot of people talk about that rule. It's hard sometimes.
It is
That's
hard.
a hard one to live by.
It is.
Well, the book is great, and it's nice to have you here. It's nice to have Michael in the studio and not be talking about Michael, not be talking to Michael. It's nice for him to be on the sidelines, and that's right. And Whitney and Hillary are here as well, and so it's great to have you here.
It's wonderful being here. Thank you so much.
Good seeing you again. The book is A Mother for All Seasons.